Melissa.
Hi, Uncle Ken. My name is Star. My name is Caesar.
Yeah, that's when the sunset right. It's still hot there.
Oh, gross.
Christine.
Good one here.
Are you recording or are you taking a picture?
Recording.
Dad's trying to take a picture.
No, he's videotaping.
How are you?
Where are you?
I'm in. Is this still the red? Yeah, it is still the redwoods because it's still really big fat trees. I'm in redwood forest in California.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Grampy will catch him.
Are you coming back, Sam?
He's right there for him.
Okay, be careful with you, big boy.
Christine.
Just go slow, buddy. Just go slow.
Christine, look at Dad.
Jump off.
Look at Dad. He's taking a picture. Or he's doing a movie camera.
Oh, can you get a picture from the other side where it looked like you climbed it? I guess you can.
Can you do it next time? Thank you. Wait. Think your thing.
Okay. You got your stick?
Nice.
Yep.
Thanks. Bring the stick holder. See that?
The sound is on, and this is how quiet it is in the redwood forest.
By pancakes, elephant heads, and upside-down Hershey Kisses. If you look at the sides, lower down in the caldera here, you see these just kind of level stratifications, like someone took claws and ripped across the side of the volcano. And that was layer by layer that is laying down very liquid fluid basalts, lava rock basically. So you get layer after layer that is building up as it as the volcano builds itself up. But in addition to those kind of flowing eruptions, like you get in Kilauea, if you've seen those, where the lava just kind of flows out of the volcano, we also had explosive eruptions here at Mount Mazama. And I always like to explain that with the elephant. Does anyone see an elephant's head with its trunk kind of dipping down into the water? The small one here. You got the trunk that dips down in the water, goes up to the head, and you have kind of two ears on the side. Well, that's one of the eruptive events. But when you look at it, you'll say, well, that's crazy, Rob, because that's not at the top of the volcano. Well, when that eruptive event occurred, that was the top of the volcano. So you have layer after layer building up. So in that eruption, that trunk is the channel that the explosive eruption came up through. It blew a crater where the head of the elephant is, and then as this thick kind of toothpaste lava started squirting up, filling that hole, it filled up the head with lava, the trunk with lava, and then it flowed out on either side of the crater to form the ears. So that was an early eruptive event. You got to think that this magma chamber is kind of evolving, and when has anyone got a pressure cooker at home? Still have a, you know how it just sits there and releases pressure occasionally? Well, that's what these smaller eruptions were. One by one, it's like boom, boom, and it fills that with that thick lava, kind of forming a scab. So now you can't erupt through that avenue anymore. So now then we'll have another one, boom, up the side of the mountain, and we'll fill that one up. So sooner or later, all those kind of weak spots are going to be used up. And so the magma chamber is going to keep evolving and building more and more pressure. One of the other explosive eruptions that happened before the climatic explosion was this one at Lau Rock. Now, this is kind of like an elephant head again, and you might ask, well, where's the trunk? The trunk is, I don't see a trunk coming down to the surface of the water. Well, the trunk would have been out here in the water where we're standing. When the mountain collapsed, it dragged that all away. So all we're seeing really is the head and the ears. Or you could liken it, again, another example to the upside-down Hershey's Kiss. Now, it's kind of hard to see this close up, but when we're further away, we'll point that out. But on the eruption that formed Lau Rock, it had, again, another explosive, what we call Plinian eruption, where it shot ash and pumice into the air. And then that ash and pumice kind of fell down to the right with the prevailing winds, and you can see that layer under the lava flow, and that light layer on the right side of the crater. And then again, it had that thick kind of toothpaste lava that squirted out, filled the crater, and flowed out on either side to form what we could now call Lau Rock.
See how deep you can see? That's 30 feet deep in the water.
Here, when we get around, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, look at the log and then look straight down from it, and you can see really
That's
far
not the
down.
reflection of the log, that's the actual log you can see way down there.
See, it's floating.
Oh wow, I see.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
And this slide, Chesky slide, is basically a landslide where the caldera eroded and this whole part of the caldera came sliding down almost 2/3 of the way down the caldera slope. And it kicked even more rubble and debris about a mile into the lake. Now in some of these areas, you might still see a little bit of snow dotted at the top. We're losing a lot of our snow by this time of year, August 10th, even in these temperatures, but you can see we still have some meltwater, snow meltwater, coming down to form these little falls here. I always find Chasky Slide interesting because most of us think of a landslide as a destructive event, don't we? And while you're living through it, it sure is. But what's interesting about this is this landslide has created its own microenvironment. You will find deciduous trees here that you will not find anywhere else in the caldera. And it's nourished almost all summer long by these small falls that are coming down from ice melt within the caldera. You had a bucket in your backyard and it happened to snow into that bucket. In the summer, that snow would melt to form pure snow, melt water. And that's exactly what comes into the lake and what makes it so clear for us to see all the way to the bottom. Crater Lake essentially forms its own watershed by the circle of the caldera rim.
It was 50 feet when we were back there. But it's surely shallower here.
It doesn't look that deep.
They allow some people, I saw a sign that said they weren't allowing them like this year for some reason. But they have allowed some people.
Ship. Again, this was named by our intrepid hero, William Gladstone Steele. We're slow enough that we can stand up if you folks want to. We'll stay slow all the way around here. This is actually the oldest rock form within the caldera. Remember when we were talking about the Devil's Backbone being a volcanic dike? This is another one of these volcanic dikes that was inside the mountain. When the mountain collapsed, it exposed this volcanic dike to our view. It's about 160 feet tall, which I'm told is about 16 stories. And as we get closer here, you'll notice that even more. And you can see that this feature continues not just here in the lake, but it goes underneath the water level there and then back up on the right side of the caldera wall, continuing up. So a pretty large feature. And again, it's one of these, it's amazing. You've got trees, lichens here. Sometimes you'll see birds flittering in and out of the You'll see some of the kind of very red, rust red color and the lime green. Those are all both lichens that have settled on this outcropping of rock. In the water column kind of goes directly to that dark, almost cobalt blue. And I like to call this the light cliff because at this feature, the surface of the caldera drops off dramatically so that we lose the green out of the light column and it goes right to that dark blue. It goes down to about 1,200 feet right here.
So right there, so 2,000 foot drop off.
Wow.
Goes down to 1,200 feet. What was the depth over here before it dropped off?
I don't know, about 20 feet,
20 to 30 feet. It's 1,200 feet.
It'd be cool to like